Good morning, guys. I am out on the MTEN3 for a quick little ride. I've come to a new area. It's like a big business park, so I want to see how it looks around here, and if it's a possibility to actually create a nice little route around here, because it's been really wet and muddy, and from what you've seen from my previous video, my S18 is dead, so riding in the forest with a small wheel in the muddy conditions is not ideal. So I'm just gonna cruise around the park, explore a bit and see how it looks like, and hope you guys can come along and enjoy the ride. So let's get going. Such a nice area. It's so nice that they do this stuff for business parks, where they build like a big it's sort of on the edge of town, but it's a whole village on its own, and it's off the busy town. So you get the sort of the country feel, as you can see from the lake behind me, man-made lake, but it's nice apartments with beautiful walkways and areas where you can just chill out. But you are basically about 5 minutes from the main center of town, 5 to 10 minutes to the center of town. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it's this is a whole new area, as you can see. Look at it, lovely. Okay, well, let's carry on. I'm here in an underground parking lot, and I want to make a topic of the day. So what can we have as a topic of the day? So I've done this lovely ride around this business park, and they've got such nice, super smooth tarmac that it's absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay here for a while, and I'm going to practice my riding backwards. Oh man, this has been one of the things that has been so tough. You know, I see the guys like Ian, I see like Chooch and all the Marty and all these guys like in riding backwards without any problems, because you know why they're so good? It's because they put some effort into it, and actually practice it. Practice. You're never gonna get better at something if you don't do it over and over and over again. And that sort of applies to everything. And I think today on the M10, and I must say about the last week and a half, I've been out with my daughter, and we were playing like last touch on the road, and I've been practicing. Every night I would sort of do at least like 15 minutes of backwards riding just to get the feel for it. And I must say, on the M10 it's much easier because the wheel is lighter and smaller. You need to have a nice smooth surface, but as soon as you find a smooth surface and big open area like I've got here, it's so nice to be able to practice your backwards riding, reverse riding, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, guys, so I think today's subject of the ride is going to be nice ride in a business park, but it's going to be a bit of backwards riding. I don't really have tips. I don't have really tips to actually make it easier. I think if you're competent in riding forward, it's just you need to try it. Put some protection on your wheel on both sides, and just lean backwards. Maybe do the same as what you did when you learn to go forward. Go and stand next to like a railing where you can lean back and just get that feel, because it's super weird. And everything is the wrong way around. It's like flying a drone or a helicopter. Actually, a helicopter is more. If you fly electric RC helicopter, you would know. Flying away from you, keeping the nose away from you is always easy, but turn that thing around and all the controls is the other way around, and the brain doesn't always like that. So I think the best thing to do is just practice. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. So hope some of the backwards riding footage will teach someone something. So let's get started. That is some backwards riding practice. I hope something clicks for someone. You never know. If you look at, I think as well, I did a lot when I was back in South Africa, practice surfing moves and stuff. You would watch a lot of YouTube videos or YouTube or videos about people surfing. The days of VHS where you would go and rent a surfing movie to actually get better at the moves that you want to do. So you get that feel, you sort of get it. It sort of becomes like when you turn, bottom turn, and you go up and you do that move, that you need to see, you need to feel it as well. I think personally, it's sort of one of those things. So it might help someone to learn how to go backwards. And sometimes when you don't think too much about it, it sort of just works. The thing that I did find is if my feet or my heels are hanging off the pedals at the rear too much, then it's quite difficult. But if it's more on the pedal, on the rear, then it's not that bad. But it's also, there's another little thing that that really gets me, because one leg is stronger than the other leg. So when you transition, and I know this might be totally wrong, but when you transition, I sometimes put too much pressure on the one side or the one foot, and that basically puts the wheel out of shape. And yeah, it just makes it harder to actually go backwards. Another thing is, you know, it's such a weird feeling, because you're leaning backwards, but you're leaning back so little, and you just need to be able to balance. And I think most of the guys, you know, you can see them almost stop, like I'm doing now, and then just leaning slowly back. Yes, much easier said than done. Whoa, you see, it's oh, not good. So much more practice, but yeah, it's absolutely awesome. So that's going to be my my other challenge that I want to do is really put a bit of effort into riding backwards, just to get better at it, because it is quite nice to be able to stop at a traffic light, stop and like, there's nothing to hold on to, let's just go a little bit backward, boo, 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 boo. 1 meter, then when I crash into people, boom, go forward. And then, yeah, and it just feels cool, man. It's like that next thing, you know, riding forward is great, and doing trail riding is great. And you get better at it because you're going forward. But going backwards is always, for me, has been that thing that's like, well, it just feels nice. And the other thing is that I think it sometimes hurts the wheel. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but as soon as you transition, it's like this. It's like a funny noise of the wheel. Basically, it's almost like it's crunching. But it did it with my 9-bot, and it did it with a Gotway M Super as well. I don't know if you can hear it. It's like that. It's probably just the motor. Yeah, but yeah, it's awesome. Okay, well, that's me done. I'm gonna head back to the car, and then we're gonna enjoy the rest of the Sunday. I hope I hear some feedback this week about the wheel, and when on my S18, and when the card or the main board is going to arrive, because I would like to get that wheel back up and running. You know, the thing is, yes, it becomes winter, and I think the UK comes out of full lockdown in the 3rd of December, so we still might be able to get some nice riding on the forest trails and stuff. You see, the thing is, it's not usually if it's not raining for like 3-4 days and it's cold, I really don't mind. It's really nice and comfortable. But it's when it really rains a lot, then it's boggy and it's muddy and it's just slippery. It's like a balancing act, so it's not really good fun. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next ride. Cheers, guys.